What's up, everybody? Thank you for coming to another detailing video. Today I got the homie Jesus from
Fuji Mobile Detailing in Santa Ana.
Santa Ana, and today, what do we got in the works, man?
Today we're gonna do our standard service on this Prius over here, making sure it gets done right.
All right. So, some questions I have is, what's the starting price for something like this?
So starting price, usually $80 to $100. And if it has anything like crazy pet hair and stuff like that, it may just go a little bit over.
And how long do you think this is gonna take you?
Usually it takes me an hour and a half to 2 hours. Yeah. The quickest I've gotten it done was 45 minutes, and that's because the owner had to leave. So I usually like to take my time with it to make sure I don't miss anything.
Okay, so that's one reason why it takes you, I don't want to say long, but you take your time.
Yeah.
You make love to it. Jesus.
Yeah, exactly.
I got you, bro. I got you. So if you're ready to see how he details cars, stay tuned. You ready, Jesus?
I'm ready.
Let's go. What do we have over here?
All right, so we got the Prius over here. Just from looking at it from the outside, I would be like 80 bucks, right? Because it doesn't look too dirty. But that's why you always gotta check the inside first. As you can see, the inside is pretty messy. Not too crazy, but it does have dust everywhere, which that usually takes a bit of time. I'm gonna be scrubbing all the plastics, but just because I'm gonna be removing all of the client's personal items, I'm gonna bump it up to 100, just because that's probably gonna take me around like 10 minutes sorting through what's trash, what isn't trash. Usually with the client's personal items, I put it in the trunk, and you know, when there's a bunch of stuff in the trunk, I don't detail it just because I let the client know that before. And then, well, yeah, I would put this at $100 just because there's all this stuff that I'm gonna have to sort out, and that takes time from me actually being able to detail.
Now, how do you know what's trash and what's valuable?
So before I start, I have a conversation with the customer where I break down to them again what includes in their package, and I like to ask them a question. This is a good tip. What could I do today to make sure you have the best service possible? And that's when they tell me like, oh, I want this hit. I like when they put the shine right here. They'll tell me whatever, and then after that, it's like, okay, depending on how much trash is in there, I'll be like, are all the valuables out of the car? Is everything trash? And then they'll just take a look and they'll be like, okay, you know, that, and then I'm like, okay, you know, I'll just use common sense. You know, receipts, trash, something that's like a toy, you know, put it to the side.
Hey, have you ever had a customer be like, hey, where's my special this and that? Did you throw it away?
No, but I had a customer that lost, I believe, like a 14-karat diamond ring, gold diamond ring. And I found it and I gave it to them, and they ended up tipping me $100. So
what?
You always gotta do the right thing when you're working.
Oh yeah?
Like car seats, like bigger things, I'll put them to the side where I know they won't get dirty or wet. And then, you know, just keep going through the car. Sweater, bottles, like this is trash, put it to the side.
Hey, Sue, so you do something to keep yourself on check. You put a timer.
Yeah, it's a good strategy to do because it sets it in your mind. It gets you like rushed. It's kind of like when you were in school and you had a deadline at 12 a.m. You have that in your mind at the back of your head at all times that you got to turn it in by 12. So right here, I'll put a timer for 10 minutes because I don't want to take longer than 10 minutes to sort out all the belongings in the car. So I'll just set that and get to work.
All right, so Jesus over here cleaning out the car. But I would like to know, do you guys charge an extra fee if they have a lot of stuff? Or like the trunk, do you guys still clean it? Or you let it go, you let the customer know, hey, all your stuff is in the trunk? Let me know how you guys handle that. All right, Jesus, after you're done with the trash, what do you do next?
After that, I take out all the mats. I get the generator started so that my air compressor can start building up pressure. I'm gonna blow out everything, and then I'm gonna tackle the rubber mats with the pressure washer and do the wheels. So while the mats are drying, it gives it enough time for me to do the rest of the car and for them, for the customer to step back in with dry mats. You gotta use gravity to your advantage. You know, instead of, you know, vacuuming it up on the inside, if it's just dirt, anything that's biodegradable, just use gravity, a brush, and it's already vacuumed.
spraying on?
So this is a rinseless wash with a little bit of APC. What this does, any dirt on there, it gets encapsulated. So when I pressure wash it off, as you can see, if you want to do a close-up right here, it's encapsulating the dirt. So I broke it down to power the chemical, and then if it doesn't break it down fully, it gets into like a little bubble. So instead of just dragging the dirt across the surface, you're picking it up into, if you're using a microfiber, wash mitt, whatever it is. So I do this before I pressure wash the car. So instead of pressure rinsing dirt across the surface, it's at least encapsulated, so it's a little bit safer.
Jesus! Wait a minute, you're scrubbing. Where's the foam at?
So I'm actually using something called a rinseless wash. I showed Ray as a product earlier. What this does, instead of, so there's emulsification, and I believe it's emulsifying and encapsulation. So emulsifying something is you spray it on there and it starts breaking it down. So let's say there's a rock like this big, I'll break it down to 2 rocks of half its size, and then so on and so on, right? But that's what this does, and that's what soap does, right? But the difference is that this also encapsulates it. So it gets into a little bubble, so when I come over with the microfiber, it goes into the fibers instead of, you know, just picking it up and dragging dirt across the surface. Making it for a safer wash. You don't have to rinse before, but I always do to make sure it's as safe as possible.
Okay, now are you using this method because it's not that dirty, or this method will work even on dirty cars?
So this method works on all cars, dirty or not dirty, but the only difference is if the car is really dirty, you want to pre-soak. So you want to spray it with, I use a foam cannon, but I use it with the APC, APC that foams. So I'll foam it up on there, I'll let it dwell, and then I'll rinse it off, and then I'll go with this method. That usually knocks up to like 80% of the dirt, and then the rest is picked up with the rinseless wash.
What you got left on the outside?
On the outside, I'm gonna just go over all the bottom pieces. I did the top half, which is not as dirty as the bottom with the microfiber wash mitt. Then for the bottom, I'm gonna use a dedicated rinseless wash sponge from the rag company. This sponge is almost as soft as a microfiber wash mitt. You can't tell on camera, but it's extremely soft. It has little slits in it, so when stuff does get dirty, it just falls inside the slits, meaning that the surface is never picking up any, it's never putting back any dirt that it picked up. So extremely safe. This is dedicated for rinseless washing. You could also use it with soap, but if you want to use it again for rinses, you gotta make sure you get it all out. But I'm gonna just go over all the dirty parts on the bottom with this and make sure it looks clean.
All right, Jesus, so you're 20, doing the mobile detailing full-time? You got part-time?
I do, I'm currently still in school. I'm doing online still, but most of the time is full-time. I'm open all days. I just schedule around my school time.
What are you going to school for?
I'm going to school to get a business administration degree, to focus on accounting, because I like to see the cash inflows and outflows of a company, mainly to be able to know the correct financials to choose the correct stocks, to tell what companies are good and what companies are bad, and use that same knowledge in my own business to see, are the numbers making sense? Am I working for enough money to sustain a business and growth, you know? The game plan is to hopefully have people on subscription plans. So kind of like a maintenance plan, but it automatically charges the card. So kind of like a gym membership, and have multiple vans doing those, and then have a shop that specializes on paint correction, ceramic coatings, and tint and stuff like that.
Hey, Jesus, what do you got right there, man?
So this is a little pouch that I got at Walmart. It pretty much just holds everything that I use to detail the plastics. So I have a Scrub Ninja right here, boar's hair brush, if I ever need to get into any events or anything like that and the air isn't cutting it, a little toothbrush for the steering wheel. This is for the carpeting, and then my applicator when they have leather to put the leather conditioner. This is just so I'm not going in and out of the vehicle, which wastes time. It puts more stress on you because you're moving in and out. It's cutting, most importantly, it's cutting the workflow, which breaks your rhythm, and it kind of gets you, it messes with your mind, you know? And when you're out in the sun for hours and hours, you don't want to be, you know, mad in your mind. So another good thing about the Rinseless Wash is what I have in here is APC with a little bit of Rinseless Wash solution. So I just cleaned it, but it doesn't just leave it with a clean look. It conditions the plastic a bit, so you don't have to go over. It's like a clean and protect in one step, just making things quicker. And since it leaves polymers on the outside of the car, it also leaves them on the inside, which means that it has anti-static properties and it protects a tiny bit against UV rays. If you want more protection, that's adding a dressing on there with specific protection on there, but that's just a little bit extra that goes into the interior detail aspect.
So this car, it's a little, what does it have?
It had makeup stains. So makeup is oily, so that's kind of like, you want to use either a heavy degreaser or something that breaks down oils. So usually with makeup it's really hard to take off. So right here I'm just letting the product dwell on the makeup so it can do its thing, you know, break it down, and then I'm gonna hit it and scrub it away until it pretty much vanishes. But yeah, usually makeup takes quite a while because it's hard to remove. As you can see, I let it dwell for a minute and the product did come off a little bit, but it's still there. So we're gonna try a different product, Coach Chemi Green Star, I believe. Spray it into your Scrub Ninja. Agitate. Let it dwell for a bit, and we'll wipe off again in about a minute. Let the product do its job.
All right, Jesus. How's it going, man?
Good, good.
What are we doing right now?
We're doing the windows, and this is a tip for anyone that has trouble with the windows. In the beginning, I started when the summer was, you know, the sun was beaming. So if you're detailing, you know how hard it is to get streak-free windows when the sun is directly on the glass, right? Or hot glass in general. These towels right here, lifesaver. I would literally go, because I could never get streak-free windows. I would always get so frustrated. Actually, once I did a really nice exotic car and I couldn't get the windows, you know, streak-free. And he told me, he called me out on it. He's like, you know, you did everything good except for the windows. People with these kind of cars, that's what they look for. The windows is a finishing touch. And after that, I would go, you know, every day when I got home from detailing, I would just clean my windows over and over again.
So
and then,
what type of towel is that?
I have no idea what it's called.
This guy.
But it's no pile. So you can find it at any detailing store. They sell them in packs. They sell them at the rag company as well. But it has no pile on it, so no fibers. So pretty much what it does, if you ever dealt with window fog, dog slobber, anything like that, this just wipes it right up. It's kind of like a suede cloth that you get for your glasses, but for, you know, the interior of cars and stuff like that.
Hey guys, drop it down in the comments below what type of towel that is.
Yeah,
right?
I don't know what it's called, but if you have trouble with windows, there's a lifesaver. I tried waffle weave, I tried low pile, whatever it is, these saved my life in windows, because I would literally take 30 minutes trying to get the windows perfect.
Yeah.
And then right here, just the Rinseless Wash in a bottle, cuts right through any window fog.
All right, so what the people want to know, man, is what's your next goal
My next goal,
for your business?
I would say getting a website and creating a sales funnel to pretty much bring me leads while I sleep. Get away from traditional marketing of putting out flyers, stuff like that, and create a lead machine that's just working for me while, you know, when I'm not working, I actually don't work. As a business owner, when you're not working, you're still working, you know, posting on Instagram, doing all of that. I want to create something that brings me leads while I relax or sleep and stuff like that. That's the next goal for sure.
Hey Jesus, I'm curious. What are the last few things you do? So you're putting the tire dressing on
Yeah.
right now. What's after this?
Just get any little last droplets. So before I did this, 2 steps before, I blew off the tires and like all the little crevices to make sure any excess water that was there from the pressure washing gets out. And then the final step is just going over with the bead maker, making sure I get any little driplet for a drip-free dry.
So, let me ask you something.
Go for it.
So you did this standard detail, right?
Yeah.
The basic of the basic. What would you recommend to the customer? Because I'll be honest, I see a couple stains and this and that. But of course, you know, you're getting paid the standard price.
Yeah.
What would you recommend to a customer?
So what I would recommend to the customer is getting a full interior detail, because as you can see, the seats are very stained and they're just very they have a lot of grease and dirt and buildup on it. That's why on that side it looks a little bit, instead of like it's cloth, it's looking more shiny. You never want to see shiny on cloth seats because that's how you know it's time. It's time for an extraction and interior detail. So yeah, definitely I would recommend on the next time to get a full interior detail to get the seats.
There you go. Hey man, how do you think the job went?
I think it went very good.
Smooth, huh?
Very smooth.
There
like
you
butter.
go. Like sweet like butter. Hey, and we beat the sun, man.
I know, thankfully.
Woo. All right, guys. Now, before I let you go, Jesus, where can people find you, man?
You can find me on Instagram, bougie_details_OC, and on Google Maps, that's Bougie Mobile Detailing. Soon I'm gonna get a website. I don't know the domain yet, but on Instagram and Google.
There you go. And what areas do you service?
Anywhere near Santa Ana, OC, Irvine, Tustin, Orange, anywhere around there.
There you guys go. Go show them some love. Hopefully you enjoy this content. And if you liked it and you want to see more detailing videos, press the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye, everybody.